Okay, are we all situated here? I know the word is situated. It's Saturday morning. I'm out to do whatever I want to do. I'm in line at Dunkin' Donuts to get my large coffee with 4 cream and 5 sugars. And on the way out, I'll show you this Plaza. It's less than a mile from my house. They just added an ice cream shop, a frozen custard shop, which sounds very exciting, and I'm sure for most people it is. And I was excited until I realized that it's a franchise. There's not anything wrong with that. I just owned a franchise for 10 years, and it was a horrible experience. And I have a tough time justifying how much it costs, because franchises either take a percentage of what you earn or a flat fee, regardless of how you're doing on a flat fee, which is what I experienced. So when you're not doing well, it will put you under. Really. Let me give them my name.
Hi, we're gonna get for you.
Hi, an order for Margaret.
You're all set.
Thank you.
You're all
So in this plaza, there's a Dunkin' Donuts, a consignment shop, nails, a yoga place, a little barber shop, a small Asian restaurant, and then that ice cream place. And I hope it does very well. And I do mean that. I won't be able to go. I went once last week with Nikki and Squish, and I was sitting reading the history and realized, yeah, this is not a place for me. Isn't it funny how there are just things you hang on to as far as like, no, that crosses my personal comfort level, my compass. I think I'm heading towards a church in North Dayton, St. Nicholas of Myra. I thought they were having a craft sale, which was a very strange time of year to do it, but it's a indoor flea market, which I don't like. But I'm gonna go check it out. And then Joanne last night was talking about where she grocery shops in Taunton, and she was talking about how nice her chickens that she got. That was enough for me to say, okay, let's take a ride out and do a little shopping there. Mainly because all I need are peaches and milk. I gotta do better at that. Thank you. You too. I always try to give them a tip, but I'm left-handed. Well, you turn putting out your driver's side window, and they always hand it to you at the same time. I did ask them recently if now that everything is on apps, if they are getting as much in the way of tips, and they said not nearly. Well, this doesn't bode well either. I'm just pulling through here and see a bunch of things marked off. There's a whole bunch of parking that's marked off that says, oh dear, I can't get to it there. Parking for drive-through customers of the Meadows. And that's the Meadows, and this is the rest of the plaza. And I even find, let me put this back up, I even find that concerning from a business standpoint, and how I look at everything is from a business standpoint. Because the other day, the first time I came with Nikki and Squish, I just had a sherbet kind of deal, not realizing that that's not what they're known for. And it was the custard. Nikki said that was pretty good. So I came through in the drive-through the other day. But the drive-through comes right off the road, very short. There's no talking into anything to give the order. You get up to the window. Well, there was nobody. I made myself a deal and said, if there's nobody waiting, I will pull through and try the frozen custard. There was nobody at the drive-through. I pulled up and I sat there for 3 or 4 minutes while they got me a small cup of ice cream. 3 or 4 minutes. And I thought, how is this going to work? There's not room for people to pull up. Are they going to be sitting 3 or 4 minutes for each person? Now I see it. They're going to take your order and make you sit out here and wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parking spaces reserved for people waiting. That does not scream customer service to me. Could just be me. All right. Let's stop complaining about things that are none of your business, Margaret. I can't help it. I did business for 38 years and I traveled around the country teaching good business practices. I don't think that's one. I'll see you later. Well, that was an unhappy development. Just drove away from Dunkin' Donuts. Wanted to take a sip. No sugar. But somebody who has 5 sugars, that would have been disastrous. Pulled into another little plaza, which is a quarter of a mile away from my house the other way. I'll turn it around and show you. This is all what's near me. For a very country place where there's nothing in town, we live in a great area that you see how far off the beaten path my house is. But we have Honeydew Donuts, a Chinese kitchen, a karate place, a seafood market, a hair salon, a nail salon, a dance studio, which is what I took Squish to. It's got a great reputation, and the place was filthy. And then I have a nice little market where they're known for their meats. So I'll come down here with Squish when we take a walk. Unfortunately, it's on a busy street for walking, but I'm only on it for not even a quarter of a mile. And that, since I stopped, it was to stir this, and I did feel all the sugar at the bottom. So all is right with the world. I stirred it up. It might be that kind of day. I'm on a main drag as I'm heading to Dayton, and there's a sign up that the Pan Am Challenge will be coming through. And as I get a little closer, there's a cop car with the lights flashing, getting ready to stop traffic, because here it comes. The Pan Am Challenge is a huge thing of bicycles. I think it's 200 miles. There's only a couple of them here. I wonder if it's the beginning of it or the end of it. But there's usually many bikes. I'm going to go high to 500, 1,000. Who knows? They come through. I'll look it up for you and tell you more about it when I get back, because I'm lying right now by saying how many it is and where. But they stop at the local high school for lunch. Let me see if I can get some shots of it as they come. I don't think it...
Thank you.
Yeah, nice job. It's a support vehicle. Good morning.
Have a great day.
I just made my day. Morning. See, that was something wonderful. How often do you see a grown man on a bike with a rinky-dinky little bell? That's great. The Pan Mass Challenge is a Massachusetts-based bike-a-thon that raises more money for charity than any other single athletic fundraising event in the country. Each summer, thousands of riders and volunteers from 43 states and 12 countries participate in the PMC, all with a common goal: to find a cure for cancer. 100% of all rider-raised funds go directly to cancer research and treatment at Dana-Farber and the Jimmy Fund. The PMC is Dana-Farber's largest single supporter and is 66% of the Jimmy Fund's annual revenue. Since 1980, the PMC has raised $1.047 billion for Dana-Farber. Hey, while I'm sitting here waiting to see if the main group comes in to show you, yesterday was my niece Kyle's birthday, and it was a big one. Squish and I called her and sang happy birthday, but Kyle, my favorite person, happy birthday, and I love you. You want me to sing to you? Probably not. You had to put up with it once already. I hope you have a great day. All week I've needed to stop for gas. Not that I'm very low, but it's under a quarter of a tank now. And it's been about $2.89, maybe a little less in some places. It's the weekend. What was I thinking? Look at this. Really? Son of a... Well, it certainly could have been worse. Still don't like it. Look at this stuff for Squish. I got 3 of them. 2, 3. Isn't that cute for her? I'm Margaret Daniel. Nice to meet you.
I'm Robert Roche. In person. Do I have to say city?
No, you can do whatever you want. But tell me about it. Tell me all about it. What is this book?
This book is about Fatima and the events that happened 125 years ago. 3 children were visited by the Blessed Virgin Mary. And people think it's a lovely thing, but they don't understand that she came to save Portugal from World War One. She saved them from World War II, and she saved Pope John Paul II from assassination.
Wow, I did not know any of that. I knew the story a little bit.
Most people don't.
Yeah.
After 5 years of research,
Yeah.
because I had a summer home in Portugal, I collected a lot of information. You know, you don't sit around.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is I would stay at the St. Francis Abbey in Lisbon,
Yeah.
and when I would go visit places, I would have a friar take me there.
Yeah.
So naturally, if you have a friar with you, you don't wait in line. I get in by the sacristy door, right? To get in. So I was able to see lots of things that people don't get a chance to see that are open to the public.
Yeah.
And I'm sharing all of those things through my book.
All right, so this is the book, The Bullet in Mary's Crown. I'm going to get one.
But you know what the bullet is?
No.
When they took the bullets out of Pope John Paul,
Yeah.
they saved one and they said, here's a souvenir. He sent it to Fatima and they put it in the crown of the statue of the Blessed Mother.
Very nice. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. There you go. Oh, the booklet is out there. Morning.
Hi.
This is dangerous when you put things out for little kids, and I feel the need to buy. Well, how fun was that? I was walking around and ran into my friend Judy that we were talking about the other day. She was out with her daughter. They're going shopping. That was nice. Ran into my next door neighbors from growing up. We had a long talk. And I bought the costume jewelry, the book you saw, and let me show you this. All the things that you don't need that you do buy. Hold on. All right, things you have to buy for the kid that you love. Little things that she will have a ball with. And look at this. Actually, isn't that cute? $5 for the whole thing. That was worth it. Let's see what other interesting things we can get into. I'm about 12 miles away from where I sat and watched for the Pan Am Challenge to go by. Yeah. Well, they go through all the back roads of Dayton and then they head into Berkeley. Yep. Oh, I wish you could see it. That's the whole group of them now. Yes. But we'll be at this light for a while. Son of a gun. All the bicycles get a lot less beautiful when you sit in traffic like this for 10, 15 minutes. What? It's probably only been 5. Feels like an hour. Did I mention bicycles have the right of way? Oh, he looks like he's stopping them. I'm going to show you where they moved the playground to and from. This is where it was before. Right here, walking across. It was the slide, and then it came kind of over here. Yeah, it came this way. So here, across here, to here. This is where it got moved to. It's about 15 feet further back. This is very close to the woods. This is what I was not a fan of. And still am not. I don't like anything about it. But I'm not supposed to, it's not mine. No, that's not the same. Really? All that matters is that they're all happy. And they seem to be. They are spraying regularly for mosquitoes, so that part should be okay. I was in the backyard the other day and saw this for the first time. And my stomach turned. Not in a good way. Let me go show you why. This was Steve's boat, or Steve's and my boat. It does not come with good memories. It has been at his house, and they closed on Steve's house the other day. That's the good news. This boat, I don't like it. Steve and I got engaged when I was still in high school. I needed it out of the house. It was not a good decision on my part, but it was mine. I made it free and clear. My 18th birthday, I took the day out of high school because Steve wanted to go buy me an engagement ring. He was a couple years older. He's 3 years older than I am. We get to the jewelry store, looking at rings, and I'm not extravagant, so I wasn't looking at things that were going to make him have to pay for it the rest of his life. But I had looked at a couple little rings, and he finally pointed to this ring that was so minuscule. It would have been a friendship ring for anybody else. And he said, "What do you think about getting that? Because I would like to, there's a boat I'd like to buy. It's $800. And if you would get an inexpensive ring, I could get that boat." How many red flags do you think I ignored? I think the ring was about $90. We actually got it. I showed his mother, and she just gasped, like, "What the heck is that?" It truly was a chip, but he got his boat. So that boat and I have a hate-hate relationship. He used to take it out in the Taunton River, which is local. Be gone all day, even when the kids were little. There were times when he went out there, the motor gave out. He would sit out there and wait for the tide to change. People would offer to tow him in, and he said no, he'd prefer to just go with the current so that he could spend 6 hours just out on the river. So when I saw this boat come to this house, I truly was not happy. Michael has to get a buyer for it or get rid of it in some way. He found somebody who would love to have it, and it's somebody he went to school with, but this boat has not had a title for years because Steve stopped taking it out and there's no title. Steve, it's long gone. Michael has to jump through 10 million hoops to get a new title. Lawyers, notarize this, notarize that. A death certificate and power of attorney means nothing. So Nikki said, don't bring it here, please. Bring it to the guy who wants it. He's more than happy to take it until everything is straightened out. But it had a flat tire. So Michael had it put on a trailer, a friend of his, and they brought it here instead of where it's going to live. I don't know how long it will be here. I truly don't like seeing it. But that's the story of that wonderful boat. I'm going to go in the house now. Anything to get away from that boat. That's the end of a really nice day. I've been editing the video from all day long, and in between I've been checking out all your comments. So many wonderful comments about the rug and my Lucille Ball moments. It's just me. It's just me. That's the way my mind either functions or doesn't function, depending on how you're looking at it. And quite a few comments about, it really needs to come over a little more. And you're swaying me into that. So I think tomorrow it'll be round 4 while I move this another probably 4 or 5 inches. Holy mackerel. Nikki texted me. They're going to put the driveway in on Monday. I have been talking to 2 different landscape people from that site I told you about, that Fiverr, to get plans for the side yard. One of them is pretty basic but really cute, and another one will take a little longer. So I will put up all the renditions that they've told me about, and we'll make a decision together in the next week or 2. Tomorrow is Sunday. I have nothing planned. Oh, and you know how I didn't set the alarm to get up this morning? I didn't wake up until 8:45. I also didn't fall asleep until 2:30, so there's that. Took a nap for an hour this afternoon because I was tired. I did go to the grocery store that Joanne had told me about and got the chicken. I didn't find something else that she had talked about, but you know when you go to a store that you're not used to? Yeah, I couldn't find anything. So I'm going to call it a night pretty soon. I want to finish editing this. It's a little after 10. Hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. It's cooler again tonight, so I'm a happy camper. I hope you all stay well. You saw all my something wonderfuls today. There were so many of them. Tell me your something wonderfuls tomorrow, because something wonderful will happen tomorrow. We just don't know what it is. Good night, everybody. I'm done.